Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome back to Jeremy's Kitchen. Now, new year, new look. You like my chef's jacket? I figure after the past couple of videos I've done, I think I should change up and look a little bit more professional when I'm doing these videos. Okay, so today we're going to make our first meal, our first dish of 2021. And today, and a couple of nights ago, I've seen a very interesting video from our favorite chef, Chef Gordon Ramsay. And it was a dish that, truth be told, I was always hesitant to make because it looked and sounded very complicated to do, but upon seeing his video, it really didn't look complicated at all, so I'm going to attempt it today. On today's menu is Potato Gnocchi. It's basically like a potato kind of pasta. Alright, so for this, I have potatoes. Now these four potatoes, I have baked earlier. I have salt, pepper, ricotta cheese, thyme, an egg. I have flour, and believe me when I tell you, flour is going to be your best friend when it comes to this dish. 1 lemon, Parmesan cheese at the very end, as well as sweet peas. I also will need butter, but we're gonna, that's in the refrigerator right now. Okay, let's get started. First, these 4 potatoes. These are still soft. I baked them earlier today because I needed them to be soft so I could do this first step. So, first step is I need a bowl. I have a clear bowl right here. Now, take your potato, cut it in half, and then you take a spoon to the inside and scoop out the potato from the skin. Perfect. That went better than I thought it would. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Okay, so now you repeat this with all your potatoes. Now I am using 4 because I figure I'm not just going to serve myself, but I'm not just serving myself, I'm probably going to cook for some members of my family. Okay. Now let's do this to the rest of the potatoes. Cut them open. Oh, good knife. That's actually a really great knife. Right. Spoon. Good. All right, 4 more halves to scoop. Or pick out, it's your choice. Kind of like being able to peel the skin off it. Kind of makes it easy. And again, it doesn't really matter if they're together or not. Because of the next step coming. There. All right, one final piece. All right. Now, before we continue, let me take all the rest of these potato skins because we're not going to need them. Yeah. All right. Now, wash the spoons. We're going to need that very shortly after this. There we go. Now, next step is we need to mash these potatoes. Break them apart, just like this. We're almost there. Good. All right. That would work. That's perfect. Okay. Next. This is ricotta cheese. I'll open this up. Let's if I can open this up. There we are. Now we take a spoon, scoop out a good dollop or two of ricotta cheese. Seal the rest up because we're not going to eat that anymore. Yep. Now, at this point in time is when we season our gnocchi mixture with some salt and pepper. If you don't season at this point in time or frequently, your gnocchi becomes bland. Now, flour. I have a cup. Scoop out the flour. Using a sifter, sift the flour into the mixture. You want to sift it so there's no lumps or bumps in the flour. Right. Now, this is first. Now, an egg. crack an egg into a ramekin. Wash my fork off. Mix the egg. Now, next step is you want to make a well in the dough, in the mixture right here. A good hole right in the middle. That's it. Come on. There. You want to add your egg right into the middle right there. And you know what? Looking at that, I need another egg. So we'll get one. All right. Pour that into the well. Now, you want to mix all this so it starts to form a dough. Now stop mixing for a second. It's starting to form into a dough. But before we continue, there's one other thing we need to add to our mixture to give it some fragrance. Thyme leaves. Now, as you've seen me do these before, you pick off the leaves. Just like that. Probably nobody. Alright, keep picking off the thyme leaves. Just like this. I can already smell the thyme in here. Wow. It's a very good fragrant smell. Alright, a little bit more. All right, that'll work. Okay, now we can continue mixing our flour and mixture in. All right, so now it's starting to come into form a dough-like consistency. So now, and it is sticky. As you can see that it's clearly sticking to my hand right now. Okay, so first of all, let's get this off of me. Now, as you just saw, the dough was very sticky and stuck to my hand very easily. And as I said at the beginning of this program, this Flour is going to be your best friend right now. So the first thing I'm going to do, hang that out, get that down there. Flour on the board. Don't worry, you can always clean up later. And flour onto your hands. That will prevent it from sticking to you. Now, take your dough. Take it out of the bowl. Yes, and right now, you want to knead this just like this. Kneading by bringing it up and folding back, like that, in that motion. You want to do this until your dough becomes smooth, into a smooth ball. And as you know, as you're seeing, it's not sticking to me. The dough is not sticking to me. But it is starting to get wet from the constant kneading of it. So, luckily there's still some more flour on the board. There we go. Now it's starting to be a little easier to knead. Okay, if it gets a little too sticky for you to handle, just add more flour. But you don't want to add too much flour, otherwise it won't be easy to work. It'll be won't have a good flavor. I don't think you want flour flavored gnocchi. A little bit more. We're almost pretty much there. All right. There we are. Okay, now we're good. Now, one more time, we'll add some flour to our board. Just that. One more. And we're good. Get that together like that. Now, wash off my hands for a second. Okay. Oh, wow. This stuff does get sticky. There we are. Here we go. Okay. Now, I don't need that bowl anymore where I held the dough. Okay, now before we continue on to the next step, on the stovetop I have a pot filled with water and olive oil. And right now I am going to turn the heat on underneath that pot. Now I'm going to bring that to a rolling boil. And once we're done with this step, I am going to blanch them into the water. For those who may not know, blanching is when you boil them not for a long time, but just enough that they are starting to cook, but not fully all the way. And after that, I have a saute pan on the stove top, which I will saute them in. Okay, so now, the next step is fragrant dough. Okay, so you want to cut your dough in half. I'm going to put this one to the side, and we're going to work with this one first. And you're going to roll it out into like a long cigar, like a cigar. Roll it out very long. Oh, yes. Yep, look at that. Okay. Okay. Good. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. The next thing, you want to put flour on your knife so the gnocchi does not stick to it. Now, you're going to cut the gnocchi into bite-sized pieces. One. Yes, yes. Yeah. This is so cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna have a happy family when they get home. Now the other thing I will do with this one, with this batch right here, is put some flour on your finger and just press in. Because presentation wise, you want the gnocchi to look like a pillow. Well, that's how Chef Ramsay does it. Okay, a little bit more flour. There you go. All right, now I want to figure out how I'm going to do this. Yeah, we'll use it. Actually, no, we're not. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue by rolling this out. Whoops. Sorry about that. You guys okay? Come on. Yeah. Let's try that again. I'm going to roll this second batch out. Too long. And we're going to do the same thing. Flour the knife one more time. And cut carefully into bite-sized pieces. A little bit more flour on here. And there. Flour on your finger, pressing down like a pillow. All right. Now, water's not up to a boil just yet, but it's getting pretty close. So, it's starting to boil. Okay. All right. Now, okay, so while I'm waiting for the water to boil, I'm going to start doing a little cleaning up. So once the water starts to boil, we will be back, and I will show you the next steps. Back in a few minutes.